Ooh. Rise and shine, guys. Got a new video today. So, the other day I was thinking about what I was going to do as far as system goes. And kind of came up to some good conclusions about what I wanted to do as far as speakers. So I went ahead and said, fuck it, pull the trigger on it. So I went ahead and got me some Skar Audios, the EVL-12s, dual voice coil, 2500 watts, plenty of subwoofer for what I need to be pushing. But let me tell you what I was pushing. Check this out. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I had a little bit of trouble. But anyways, this is what I was working with. So I got these subwoofers from my brother on a GP status just because he wanted to hook me up because I had a system. Well, actually, I put the system in his car for him. He blew it. Then I replaced the speakers, put it in my car. I blew them. So I had these backups waiting when he was chilling on them. So I took them. And I remember this speaker had just a little baby hole in it. Just one little hole. And then next thing you know, pow. But let me tell you what, this motherfucker still goes. Still hooking and booking. That thing was pushing every bit of air it could out of here. But even though I don't know the maker or anything about these guys, they did a pretty good job in the car. I ain't gonna lie. So, for that sake, let's go ahead and see what's in this box. Oh yeah, got another box too today. But we'll talk about that a little bit. First off, we gotta get this cracking. So let's start with, let's go get some hardware real quick. See if there's something in the shark bowl I can use real fast. Yeah, I think I got something right here. I think this will work. Heavy duty kitchen knives. That's kind of everybody's go-to favorite for when they want to open up the boxes. So let's see if we can do the same. Alright, start on this side. There we go. Just skim it down the middle. Cool. And then down this side. Alright. Oh yeah. There we are, baby. 2 ohms. So what I'm going to try to do, I thought trying to go down to a 1 ohm stable. So in order to do that, I would have to grab something like these, the Skars. EVL-12s, D2s, I mean, sorry. But I'd rather stay with a 2 ohm stable just because I'm running a mono class D amp anyways, so it just makes more sense power wise and depth ratio, especially for the box. I think it's tuned at like 32 hertz, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But what I'm gonna do is push it, jump up, and see what I could do. So, without that being said, let me go ahead and pause this video for a second, get set up, and then I'll show you guys what we're working with. Be right back. Alright, back again, guys. Sorry about the little mishap. I had to get set up here. So what we're going to start with is opening up and unboxing these EVL-12s. Let's just go over a little bit of specs real quick on them and see what we got. So, on this one, which they're both the same thing, so let's just go ahead and check this out. So we're working with 1250 RMS, which is just running power. That's not even maxed out. 3-inch cone or voice coil, dual 2 ohm voice coil, Fahrenheit magnet, which makes it completely charged, and frequency rate 39 to 400 hertz. I'm telling you guys, it don't get no better than that. And then of course I got my dimensions and everything, and I'm hoping everything fits nice and snug. If not, guess I got to bust out some tools and get busy on that box. But for now, let's go ahead and open up one of these bad boys and let's see what we got. Let's position the camera real quick, and then let me get this all set up so you guys can see what's going on here. Cool. All right. So get the trusty knife and let's go into this Skar Audio. First off, this is the first time I'm ever using Skar Audio, so This is going to be a kind of a new thing for me. I mean, I've seen a ton of videos and I've seen a ton of people use Skar Audio, so it's kind of like, it's a good brand if you're good things. I mean, I really wanted to go to competition mode, but got to upgrade amps and do all that good stuff. But for now, we're just going to go like this. So, let's see what we got here. Nice and early in the morning. Just finished my first cup of coffee. Let's go for another one. And brought something lucky out for the day today. Yeah, boys. We're going to talk on that here in a minute when we get this install going. 420 right around the corner. And I got me a good little mix here. Can't wait. Let's get on to this. Let's see what we got here. Alright, got some paperwork. Skar Audio user manual. Of course, you get the Skar Audio sticker decal. Might put that on the whip. Let's see how that goes. And big old foam insulation, and there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main stage. Main event. Oh my god, these suckers weigh a ton. Woo! Let's get this out of the way. Plenty of protection, by the way, in that box. But now it's time to unveil the beast. Oh man, look at the size of that cone. God damn. And I gotta say, guys, Skar Audio, they hooked it up. Yeah, I got these on a freaking deal. On a freaking deal, bud. I'm telling you, deal of a lifetime. But it just looks so good. Oh my god, that big ass rubber booty on there. Skar Audio. The cone is really thick. The cap is humongous. I'm over here saying 3 inches on the cap. Yeah, right, that was a voice coil. The cap is more like 6, 8 inches maybe. Immaculate though. They're just built so tough, so beautiful. And let me tell you, I drive all white and black car, and these suckers are gonna be a showstopper. I'm gonna be popping the trunk everywhere now. You know what I'm saying? Gotta show off a little bit, gotta let them know how it goes. But I need to do a few things before I get really basic and show you guys some videos on that. I know there's a process into breaking these in, so I'm gonna take my time with them and make sure I got everything that I need to get it right. Get some test tones going so I can break them in frequently. Just smooth sailing. I don't want nothing going wrong with these. Even though I got good warranties on them, they come with the warranties and everything. I just rather prefer to do it the right way. And the right way is this way. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a little runaround on the speaker real quick. And you see what I have to see from the vantage point of what I was looking at on the internet. Let's go ahead and grab this real quick. All right, so let's get you some specs here. Let's see if I can turn on the light. There I go. See that a little better? All right. Let's see. Collapsible clamps. Sturdy as hell. What I was really impressed with is that right there. That has to be the best weight wiring I've seen in a while. Really tough, strong. The glue looks immaculate. This thing is bolt down like crazy. And it's got plenty of breathing room in there. The basket on this thing was just built perfectly to handle all that RMS. And that RMS is what exactly I'm looking for. I mean, come on, guys, look. Look at those piece of shits. With a big hole in them. All the way to these. Jesus. I'm a bad man. As my boy Muhammad Ali once said, I'm a bad man. Wow, take a look at that structure inside there. Beautiful. Beautiful coil wrapping. In this basket, I'm just impressed. I mean, I've seen some PSI baskets that look like this that are just great. Shout out to xoxo too, by the way. That's my guy. He always puts it down on these videos and gives me the info on how to look and what to look for. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and pause this, get the camera set back up, and then we'll do a little time lapse of me putting these in, getting them all square. But I got to check dimensions and shit and make sure everything's all squared up, make sure all these holes match up and the booties are good. And I will be back. See ya. Alright guys, back real quick. I just want to show you guys we're going to do the second box and get that undone. In the meantime too, fucking smoke the shit out, this be legit. And I want to show you guys something else too. Now that we got dual voice coil subs and we're ready for a competition setup, especially with a Class D mono amp. So now we're going to show you a new wiring technique that goes, I got this off of Crutchfield, which I always go to for my wiring whenever I need something done. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one out. And then I'm going to tune up the computer real quick and show you guys something real fast. A little education on how the competition set up your speakers. If you got dual voice coil speakers and you're working with something like these that are big cone, big 3-inch cone, nice rubber lip, I mean plenty of flexing to go around. So these things are gonna fucking jump. I already know it. I've been watching Skar Audio for like a year now, watching them do their thing all over the US, and so I am really surprised about these subs compared to what I was just using. Man. Alright, let's get this one out. Set this right here for a second. Whoa! God, these things are heavy. I didn't check the specs on them, but I know they got to weigh a ton. Oh yeah. Christmas morning. Skar Audio for the win on this one. Like I said, I was going to try to go with a more of a competition setup like PSI or something, but I don't have the amp for it yet, and I don't have the battery power. Gotta work on that. Looking at those new excess power batteries, those lithiums that just came out, that are just right for the trunk, and please believe, man. But, oh my God, these things are beautiful. Like I said, I'm just impressed with the basket because they remind me of the PSI subwoofers with the big ribs. A lot of them, probably like 16 splines on there, maybe good tinsel leads all the way around, bolted down. Oh my goodness, these things are gonna flex so fucking hard. All right, so let's come over here. I gotta show you guys something real quick. All right, let me fire up the old computer. I'll come right back to you guys in just a second. Let me pause this real fast. All right, guys, so I wanted to show you guys something on the computer real quick. Excuse my Joe Rogan, that's my guy. I like to watch him a lot. So, I don't know, can you see the computer screen? Okay, okay, good. All right, so what I'm doing right now is I'm pulling up some wiring diagrams that I had downloaded just for this set of subs. So what we're going to try to go with, because we're going to keep it running at a 2 ohm stable. So I need to see with 2 subs what that does. So we're going to pull up, let's go with this one. Let's see if this is the one that I want to do. And yes, it is. All right, so what we got here, let me blow this up for you guys. What we got here is a competition wire up. So what you're going to do with this is, with the dual voice coil, we're going to have to set this up from positive to positive, running across the box, and then we're going to switch out the negative. This is what makes it a competition. And using a mono amp, this is where you get all that secondary gangster, just dual voice coil bass. So with this, shows me where my bridge wiring is need to go, my positive, negative, my impedance level, which like I said, I'm going to run it at a 2 ohm stable. I could have got 4 ohm subs and brought it down to 2 ohms, but I kind of wanted to see how 2 ohms ran just stable because I want to maximize the bass without having to turn the amp up too much. So right now I had it turned up about halfway, and it did pretty good. Like I said, for those crappy subs, wherever I got them from, they lasted a good minute. And that one that ripped, oh my goodness. Alright guys, I'm back real quick. So what I forgot to do was turn the damn camera on, so I could have did my time lapse, but it's alright. You guys didn't want to see that shit anyways. So let's get down to the business though, because I want to show you guys something really important. So this is the Magnum. This is the subwoofer I had in here already. Wasn't sure about the wattage, but I'm gonna go ahead and check it now and see what it is. Show you guys what I was bumping, what I was working with. Okay, so this is the magnet. This is what I was using. And don't get me wrong, for these little subs, they were jamming. They went. And for the other sub, it was all ripped up anyways too, and it was still going. So, of course, made in China. Just gives me a serial number. Doesn't really give me a max wattage or anything on it. But, I mean, look at the size of that. Right? Like almost your traditional house speaker close to. Looks like. I mean, I might even use these for the house shit. You never know. Put this up with this other P1 I got. Give it to Hito and let him bump in the room. He's already tearing it up down there. Might do something. Anyways, so you see this. See how big this is? Well, in comparison, I'm looking at maybe 2 inches magnet. All right. Now look what I'm about to put in. Oh, this big bitch. With the magnet the size of a fucking kilo. You know what I'm saying? A kilo. Dual voice coils. I gotta get this all set up real quick with the wiring. And then we'll get them pumped in. Clean out the box a little bit. Get the wiring measured up from speaker to speaker. And then we'll get going. So, be back on this there. Let's go ahead and get this set in. I might take the rubber end off just to get the measurements right, to see, make sure everything is on set. The booklet did give me measurements. Let me check. So for the speaker, the EV12s, they're 12 by 6 or 12.6 inches. So should hit the rim just nice and smooth like all of them. Looking at them in comparison, I kind of was like second guessing them because one subwoofer looks like a little wider than this one, but I know that this cuts the basket the way it's set up with the rim and the rubber booties and all that. So we'll go ahead and get to that. So, but get the holes lined up, make sure everything matches. All right, so for this one, go positive to negative. So I need to measure, but you know what, I'm just going to use some existing wire that I already have before I start tearing into some new wire. Just because I know I can, this stuff's good gauged. Brand new rolled and I bought it not too long ago, so it should be solid. Let's go ahead and get a measurement real quick. I need something nice. What I have to do is I have to run a wire from here to here. And this is where your competition lead setup comes into play. And you're activating the second voice coil. And then from that point, you're using your positive as like a normal positive coming out. And your negative is actually going to be, or your positive is going to be your jumper to your second woofer. And your negative is going to be your jumper back to the first woofer, like in a complete cycle. And then you send it to the amp. So you don't have to send 2 wires to the amp, 2 sets of wires and bridge it up. You don't just send one, and that should be plenty. So, but from the inside of the box, you have to get it set up all nice and neat to where wires can bridge to each subwoofer. And then from that point, you just send 1 wire out, and it's all simple. So let's go ahead and get some wires cut and get started. Wait for Babe to come back, and she's gonna bring me some clippers real quick. So I like to use toenail clippers on speaker wires, just kind of like a go-to thing. I have wire strippers, but these are just a little more simple and faster. So let's go ahead and start this up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 1 wire, which I'm initially use as a positive wire, so I'll use a positive. That's on here. Let's go ahead and trim this down a little bit. Get it down to size, because you really only need it just enough just to go inside the locks. So you send it up, come down, bam. All right, so from that point, we turn the sub this way. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and strip this other wire out because I don't need it when you're doing bridging like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to strip this off. So I have just the 1 wire because that's really all I need. And I'm coming around to my negative. So I'm gonna measure it and give it about just another 2 inches on the lip so you have enough for your copper exposed to go in. And like I said, again, you only need just enough copper. You don't need all that extra stuff because 1, it'll cause shortages. 2, it kind of messes up the power when you guys loosen around, bumping around in there. Doesn't make for a very good, secure connection. All right, so let me go ahead and Double check that. Okay, fits just nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and do is take this, and I usually just run it around just a little bit, just to get the pinch going. So there's something that'll just come off nice and easy too. And then I'm old school. I like to use lighters. Don't get me wrong, I don't know why. It's just simpler and easier. You guys could use all those big tools. Me, I like the easy stuff. And I've heard once before that somebody tried to tell me that, you know, hey, you heat up the wire, you mess up the, you know, stuff on it, but I don't really believe in all that shit. I've been doing this for so long, doing systems for so long, and I never had that problem, ever. So, to all you naysayers out there, go ahead. See what I mean? Just enough, nice and tight, fresh copper. And we're gonna run that and jump that to my negative. Alright, so now what I'm doing is I'm activating my second voice coil now, and it's in competition mode. So when I hook this wire up now, it's gonna send out just right to the other sub. Same with this one. You're gonna make a loop in a perfect circle, and you're gonna have your middles bridged. So I'm gonna set this aside, grab the other 12, and do the same thing. Again, finding your positive and finding your negative. So you want that to stand out. Once again, take a little measurement. This has already got some copper lead showing, so I'm gonna go ahead and just use what's there. Got a good, nice, tight connection. Come back around, make a measurement, give it another inch or two for the copper to sit in, fasten in just right. You only need like a little less than an inch, probably like a half inch, quarter inch, a little more maybe. But all that in conjunction with itself just makes for an easier ride. It's been maybe like a month or longer than that shit since I did a system. It was last summer or something like that. A buddy of mine sent his friend over, hooked up a nice Dodge pickup. Some underneath the seat speakers fit just perfect. I told him he was gonna have to go get the lift brackets if he really wants to let the seat sit down, because most trucks, first time pre-fitting them, they don't fit. So you need to go buy lift kits for the back seats. You know, and all that does is just puts them under the original mounting, lifts it up about 6 inches, gives it plenty of clearance for the subwoofer to come through, and gives it enough room for it to jump too, so that's important. So you want to give that room some space, enough just to flex, get it going. So, and then the charger, we got plenty of that. We ride with plenty of space in there. I used to ride with seat down, and be honest with you, I probably won't have to do that no more now, just because we're using a big ass upstage system now. We're gonna be fucking going hard in the paint, and so I might not even need the seats down no more. I mean, it makes for good air passage if you like that SPL deep in your fucking chest bass. That's kind of how I am. That's why I'm doing this. Me and Babe been talking about getting speakers for like a year now. Ever since we blew the last ones when we got the system. That was fun. Went for a ride and came back smelling like burnt rubber. It was horrible. Alright, so now that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting this all measured and sit inside. I was looking at this box. It's so weird. Got this red stuff in. I'm pretty sure it's like an overspray from the glue or something that they used to lay down the carpet, but looks like blood. Alright, so we're gonna set these in just snug up on the basket. Make sure our holes line up. Just get a little pre-fit real quick. And yes, they fit perfect. Perfect. Nothing's sitting up above the basket rims. It sits down just right with plenty of room. Winding these up, get them leveled, get plenty of lip for that box to grab on. And then that's one good little addition to what they look like. And then after getting that sub wired up inside the box, I'll go ahead and hook the amp back up, and then I'll show you guys a video. We'll get the tune in the amp a little bit. So before that, because I need to bring that down so I can start breaking these in, because they are just stiff as a brick. So they're ready to go. And I've seen subs like these make shit shake and they barely are moving, you know. So that's the process of breaking them in. But I mean, for the kind of music me and Babe listens to, and she jams, promise you she jams, we're gonna do just fine with these. I mean, that's a big difference in subwoofer. And to think that we were using those and bumping the shit out of them, even with that one all ripped, we still made it happen somehow, and it sounded good. People used to always give me like, yeah, you know, what do you got in there? And I didn't want to show them. They even had towels covering the box so everybody couldn't even see them. But this one, yeah, that's a chunk popper right there. Whew. All right, let's see. Smoking pancake corn. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take a pause for the cause real quick, guys. I'll be right back, and then I'll show you guys the getting this all set in, screwed in, and wired up and ready for the trunk. Be back in a minute. Pow! Alright guys, back again. Just got done finishing up wiring. I had to do a bridge up session from one side to the other to make it come back. That's how the wiring diagram has it. And this is what it finally looks like. Check it out. Oh yeah. Everything laid in nice and tight. Looking real spiff. Oh, that freaking cap is huge, huh? Jesus. But yeah. So we're all set up to go. Everything's all finalized, wired in. Amp. I gotta just get that tuned in. So next part, throwing these bad boys in. Look at that side view right there. Oh yeah. That push is gonna be sick. It's gonna be ridiculous. I hope I made the right decision not to double the baffle up, because man, those are some heavy subs. And they're about to do some fucking damage. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause this up, get it in the car, I'll wire it up, and then the next video will be us tuning the amp. See you in a minute. Pow. Alright guys, back real quick. So finally got the box in the car. Get a little clean out of the trunk real quick, because I got some stuff that I need in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some room for the wiring. I had to go back and grab some tools real quick. So there they are though. Sam Purdy. All nice and tucked. Get the wiring done real quick, and then we'll be back and we'll show you what's up. Actually, I'll go ahead and just post this up right here. And let you guys just watch me like that. Hopefully you guys can see me. Oh, shoot that mother. Here, grab it. Alright, so for all you that didn't know, on chargers, you know, they got the systems all hooked into themselves and tied in nice and tight. So what I went ahead and did is I went and got me a converter, which you tie into your speakers, and it acts as your audio ins and your remote, as well as you have to run a power line for that as well. And it's grounded off to the framing of the car in there, so perfect. It's tuned just right. I don't know if I may go back and tune it again now that I got different subs in. You could really tweak the frequency or the gains coming out to the amp for the audio. So maybe, I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. I had them set already, and I think they were pretty good. I will still be able to use the back speakers, even though there's a ton of bass coming from back here. I'll still be able to use the back speakers. And man, we might have to create some better high-pitched sound in the front too after this, because you never know what this system's gonna do. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to the wiring real quick. Let's go ahead and twist out my wires. Let's start with our ground wire always. if any arcing happens, or you know, you get a little power signal when you send that amp through. So you have to watch that stuff. And I'm running a 8 gauge. I should be running lower, probably to a 4 or a 2 gauge, but I'm running an 8 right now. Just because if it's standard off of the battery, I'm running straight off the battery. I don't have enough wire to run all the way to the front to the alternator, so I'm doing it back here. And it's actually been holding up performance-wise, checking power levels and everything looks good. There's nothing really to have to do to it, so I'm gonna leave it like it is, you know. But at some point, I do have a power reservoir fraud that I've been holding on to for a little bit now. I had it in my van. For if any of you guys remember that. Keep them vans bumping. So getting a remote wire going now. And believe it, with these subs being maxed out like they are, I gotta definitely make sure that everything is nice and freaking tight, you know, because the last thing I need is wires come popping out and jumping around. Get my ass into a situation. I hate dealing with live wires. They just drive me nuts sometimes. But let's go ahead.
Hey, you should go get me a little bag.
Get that going. See, with grounding first, you don't get that little spark out of your amp like you usually do when you connect your power and start running all that. Usually you'll get some interference out of it, and some back play, and you'll get a little snap or pop out of your power, but that didn't happen. Did the ground on first. Fuse, we maxed it out at another 40, put a new one in last week, so that's good to go. Wiring's all good. All right, want to push this out towards me? Now, all right, let's check this out real quick. So I just gotta hook up the audio wires, and then we'll be right back, and I'll show you everything when it's all turned on and ready to go.